So Terrence Brooks' interception seals the win for the Philadelphia Eagles, but it also seals the NFC East for the Dallas Cowboys. Yuck. That's awful. Yeah. It's all right. They'll lose in the divisional round. You know it. Green Bay's getting hot. New York, they can't beat New York. They'll lose in the divisional round. It's going to happen. All right, so I'm going to ride solo today. Mike, Jeremy, it's the Christmas, holidays, obviously, so they are unable to do a show with me. So I'm just going to ride solo tonight and give you my quick thoughts on the game. All right, so the thing I want to talk about right away is a thing that's already becoming very, very controversial is the fourth down decision to throw the football. Now, I'm a little bit in a different boat here. I am cool with calling a pass play. I just didn't like the call and having a low percentage throw as one of your options with Jordan Matthews there. I didn't like that at all. See, for me, there was 1:42 on the clock, and the Giants still had a timeout. If they didn't have any timeouts, yes, you run the ball. But there, I am okay with trying to put the game away. Now, I don't like the call. All right. Now, on the play, I believe Aguilar was running a slant on the left side. You had Jordan Matthews on the wheel route. And then on the other side, there was a curl. Wentz never looked right, though. He looked left the whole way. So I think the quick slant was the first read, but Aguilar got blanketed. So he went to his second option there to Matthews. I'll have to look at the tape again to see all that. But for me, what I would have done, if I'm going to throw the football in that situation, I'm having Darren Sproles out there on an option route. I am not. None of the options I would provide are going deep. All right, so because that was such a low percentage throw, it was awful. You're not going to complete that pass. Well, you can, but that situation it just doesn't warrant it. So I'm rolling I'm having a crossing route out there. I'm having Ertz on a stop route. You have Sproles coming out of the backfield on an option route. That's what I would do if I'm throwing the football on fourth down. So I just, I don't hate the pass as much as everybody else does, but I would have called it differently. So that's my gripe with that. Anyway, the show is called The Great Escapes, and Carson Wentz tonight, the way he was eluding pressure was mesmerizing. Are you kidding me? The duck and the scoot forward for the first down there. Almost fumbled the ball there, but yeah, that was amazing. Spitting out of pressure. Earlier in the season, we saw him perceiving pressure that wasn't there. And now all of a sudden, he's got this sudden knack of really feeling that pressure and escaping the pocket. This is something I've seen the last 2 weeks where he's escaping it and he's taking off on scrambles and picking up positive yards. We didn't see this as much earlier on the season. So this has been a huge improvement in his game that I've seen, and I'm really loving what I'm seeing moving forward. What I don't love as much is, throwing the ball downfield after you do all that escaping. Now, on the first interception, I think Bryce Treggs has to come back to the ball. You got to come back to it because he just stood there, and then DRC comes across, picks it off. On the second one, those two plays, that's the speed of the game in the NFL that Carson Wentz hasn't gotten used to yet. He's got a big arm. He can throw it with the best of them. He can really get it out there, but he hasn't realized that those passes that he completed at the FCS level can't do that in the NFL. So those are my thoughts on Carson Wentz's play today. I thought he was fine. He wasn't perfect by any means, but what really caught my eye again was how he's escaping the pocket and, picking up positive yards on the ground. So I thought that was really good and awesome what I saw tonight. All right, let's see what else we got here. Oh, Lane Johnson returning for the Birds tonight. I'll tell you what, they were running the ball a little bit more on the right side of the line tonight. That opening drive was amazing. So Lane helps pave the way for Ryan Matthews on the first play from scrimmage for the Eagles. I believe that was a gain of 17 yards. And then on the touchdown run, for him to pull and for him to seal the boundary there on that play, that was amazing. That's not easy to do. So you're going full speed on a pull, and then you're steering your defender this way, which is just incredible. And then don't underrate the block by Zach Ertz there as well. That was pretty fantastic too. So touchdown there for, was it Darren Sproles, I believe? on the 26-yard touchdown. So Lane Johnson had a great opening drive, but after that, Eagles running game kind of got stymied. That's a good Giants run defense, though. So, yeah. All right. So Lane Johnson returns. This is something I've been saying as the year has gone on. I don't think this offensive line has really been as bad as everybody thinks. They kind of proved it last week in the running game. I mean, they were on their fourth string right tackle basically. You go from Johnson to Halapoulivaati Vaitai, then you had Alan Barbary, and actually Matt Tobin had a couple snaps there. And then last week it was Isaac Seumalo, and they're still able to churn out yards on the ground. And I don't think this offensive line is as bad as everyone says, and with Jason Peters, if he comes back next year, because I really like the way he's playing this year. I've been surprised. I thought that career was starting to dwindle down, but I really think it's you're moving on from the Chip Kelly offense to this offense, slowing the tempo down, letting him have that kind of breather. Not as many nagging injuries this year. They're kind of limiting him in practice and with the training. They're really using him properly this year, and he's excelled. I mean, he's going to the Pro Bowl again. I mean, I believe he was a Pro Bowler last year when he shouldn't have been, but I think he's been pretty damn good this year. So so with Lane Johnson back in the lineup, they're running the ball to the right more now, because when he wasn't in the lineup, they're running predominantly to the left along Jason Peters' side. So that's what they were doing there. And then in pass protection, they're obviously using a lot of chips with the running backs, with the tight ends, and then also using some double teams. When you double team and have that double team help, that limits your options, obviously, as running routes, because if you have Zach Ertz staying in the double team, he can't run a route, and that's one of your better weapons out there offensively, because obviously our receivers, they're awful, they're garbage, they're terrible. So that's that. All right, let's see what else. Oh, Malcolm Jenkins, 2 interceptions tonight. Actually caught the ball too, showcasing great ball skills. How about that? All those drops he had last year. He had more drops than Nelson Aguilar and last year, but tonight, that second interception, closing on the ball, locating it, going up, snatching it, outstretched arms. It's pretty good. Those are some pretty damn good ball skills. He was outstanding all night, playing safety, and then also sliding down the slot and covering Odell Beckham as well on a couple instances. I mean, I remember on the first drive, Beckham ran, what was it, the fade route, the wheel route along the right sideline, and Malcolm Jenkins was right there, step for step, blanketed him. There was also the incompletion where he came over, laid the hit on him, pried the ball loose. So Malcolm Jenkins was everywhere tonight. He was the star of the game. He was outstanding. So yeah, he was awesome. All right, let's see what else we got. Oh, Fletcher Cox. Fletcher Cox has been really making an impact the last couple of weeks. Went 8 games without a sack, and now all of a sudden he's, I believe he's had 2.5 the last 2 weeks, something like that. Made some plays in the running game tonight. Again, seeing a little bit more. Well, not seeing as many double teams as I've seen recently, and he's taking advantage of it. Another guy that really had a big game tonight was Bo Allen. Bo Allen, he made 2 plays on screens where he chased one down from behind, and then later in the game, he gets the pressure on Eli, which forces the incompletion. So Bo Allen was incredible tonight. He did a really good job. Brandon Graham was once again setting the edge in the run game, and you want to talk about a Pro Bowl snub. This guy deserves to be in the Pro Bowl this year. He's been the best player on the Eagles this season. He's been incredible getting after the quarterback, but what he's doing more so is really, setting the edge in the running game, chasing plays down from behind, the hustle plays that he's making. He's been outstanding all season long. Doesn't have to drop back in coverage as much, which is obviously weakness of his, playing that 3-4 outside linebacker role. So being that 4-3 defensive end, having that hand on the ground, yeah, you can tell he's obviously more suited being in a 4-3. So the Eagles pick up their first win this season, by a touchdown or less. They were 0-6 coming into the game. They get the victory tonight. Other than that, let's see. I don't really know what else to talk about. I was going to keep this short. I wasn't going to do anything lengthy. So That's about it. Let me know what your thoughts are in the description box, or not description box, comment section below. I'm sure you guys are doing the live comments, the chat, or whatever. I got to figure out how to get to that, so I can answer some of your guys' questions. So sorry about that if you guys always ask questions, because I see them after the show, but I don't see it during the show. So I got to do a better job with that. But other than that, it's a victory for the Eagles, 24-19. Carson Wentz, I thought he looked pretty damn good in terms of eluding the pressure and escaping the pocket, stuff like that. So I like what I saw from him. Chase Daniel came in. Oh, I forgot to talk about that. Carson Wentz left the game temporarily with a concussion. Well, I guess he didn't have a concussion because he passed the concussion protocol, but he came back in. And Chase Daniel had this one play where he sidestepped Jonathan Hankins and flipped the completion to Ryan Matthews for 16 yards. And actually, that led to a 4th and goal decision where Doug Peterson ran the ball and he didn't get it. So another controversial decision there where, honestly, again, you're not going to make the playoffs this season. So I'm fine with going for a 4th down there, 4th and goal from the 1. You run it up the middle. So, it wasn't accustomed to what Doug Peterson usually does in 4th and 1, where he kind of runs like whether he runs a jet sweep or gets something out on the perimeter. He actually ran the ball up the middle. It just didn't work. I mean, that Giants run defense really, really settled down after that opening drive. Giants ran the ball really well tonight, which was kind of disappointing because one of the worst rushing attacks in the league. I'll tell you what, I really like Paul Perkins. You want to talk about some jump cutting ability? He's got it. He's got something there. I think he can be a pretty damn good player for them down the line. We shall see. So again, 24-19 win for the Birds tonight. That moves them to 6-9 on the season. One more game to go. It'll be against Dallas next Sunday. So that's it for today. That's it for this show. I'm Adrian Fedke. I'm out. Enjoy your holidays. Peace out.